Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Quant Network, aka QNT, as you guys are probably all aware of by the video title and of course the thumbnail. But I have quite a bit of things to talk about, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask you guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I do greatly appreciate it. And if you guys do find any information in this video valuable, useful, whatever the case may be, definitely consider subscribing and turning notifications on as well, because I do greatly appreciate that as always. So let's just dive in and let's talk about QNT. Let's talk about the huge update. Let's talk about the $70 trillion. There's so much that I have to talk about. So sit back until the end of this video. You guys are not going to want to miss anything. So first off, QNT is still ranging down here at a number 63. So of course it's been kind of ranging around the 63, 64, and even 62 points. It's totally fine. I'm not too concerned. Similar to my other holdings, I'm not looking at the charts all day because QNT, guess what, guys? In all actuality, QNT is probably one of my main long-term plays. Like, I do not plan on selling QNT for at least 5+ years, and I want to be fully transparent on that because I feel like I need to be fully transparent on the idea that when I'm talking about the prices for QNT, I'm talking like prices that could happen, next year, 2024, 2025, like, this is such a massive altcoin. Like, the potential for this is astronomically high. Like, I honestly think that this is going to be such a massive gem long term, and we are still seeing some accumulation happening on this altcoin. I mean, like, it has not slowed down at all. I mean, even on the 1 month span, you can pretty much see it. It has not stayed flat at all. It's been just going up and up and up because people do see I would like to hope at least that people see the potential behind QNT. Like, I personally see that interoperability is the key for success on DLTs, CBDCs, and just, in terms of crypto adoption, it really is a big piece of the puzzle. So overall, let's jump in and let's talk about QNT. So first off, we are still in this massive range. I do believe that we are coiling up for the next major move on QNT, but we are still suffering from, again, the same thing that I said in my video from yesterday. We have not seen volume change at all. We have been sitting stagnant in terms of lackish volume since even going back as far as September. We need more volume. There's not enough buyers for QNT right now, and as much as everybody is bullish on QNT, like myself, I do believe that we're going to need a lot more volume to flow in for us to actually push to higher numbers. Now, excuse me. Now, with Bitcoin in mind and with some high targets being on Bitcoin, like at 100K plus, that means that QNT is going to have a field day as well if we do get to those numbers. Now, I'm personally not expecting 100K for Bitcoin. I'm more so dead set on about like 70 to like 80 some K. That's pretty much where my targets are. Now, of course, will QNT still have a massive field day if we do only hit those numbers? Yes, I do completely believe that we will, and I believe that those numbers lie within the 1K plus era. So I do believe that we still have a lot of upside potential here, and if you guys are a short-term trader, you'll be looking for that. Of course, for those who are long-term, don't even worry about the price action. Don't even look at the chart. Let it HODL in your cold storage. So for anybody who does want to hold this long term, definitely put it in cold storage. Do not hold it on an exchange. I do not trust exchanges at all. You guys can get a ledger down in the description below or in the comments below. I live by them. I trust them. I use them on a day-to-day basis because guess what? Not your keys, pretty much not your crypto. So definitely check out Ledger if you guys haven't already. And yes, you can put QNT on there. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about the massive proprietary API gateway. Now, when we're talking about, CBDCs, and when we're talking about the future of DLT-based systems and, the future of this space, we have to look at some sort of interoperability layer, right? And we do see here, while this message-based integration is minimally invasive, it forces both the central bank and commercial banks to deal with a number of multifaceted issues involving, of course, the specification of interfaces and messaging to establish interoperability between a DLT-based and a traditional systems. I just want you guys to understand that there needs to be a plug-and-play, ease for these massive banks and huge financial institutions out there that are going to be able to plug and play into this technology that is going to provide interoperability between DLT-based and even traditional systems. The reason for this is because banks do not want to have downtime trying to upgrade their system, switching over to a DLT-based system or anything. No, they want to have a much deeper integration, aka a deeper connection with these massive infrastructures. How do we get there? Well, information could then be exchanged between the node and the core banking system through a proprietary appliance programming interface, API. The only one that I really know out there that has the power and the potential of this is, guess what? The interoperability king, Q&T himself. You need to understand that in the future, Q&T is going to be the bridge for this massive integration. I honestly believe in this technology. I believe that when we're talking about DLTs, tokenization, we're talking about the future of, payments in general. We're going to have interoperability bridges being built. And I do believe that there could only really be one massive interoperability layer. And the reason why I say this is because having multiple ones kind of connecting to one another is going to be so scrambled and unorganized that I just don't think that it will work perfectly. Let me know what you guys think about that, though, in the comments below. That's just me being a little bit speculative on it. Of course, let me know what you guys think. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about the Bank for International Settlements. They pretty much posted this Project Helvetia Phase 2, settling tokenized assets in wholesale CBDCs. And of course, we do see Six Group being mentioned here. I told you guys the connection between Six Group and Q&T. In Project Helvetia Phase 2, BIS Innovation Hub, SNB, BNS, and Six Group prove it's operationally and legally feasible to integrate a DLT-based wholesale CBDC into existing core banking systems, aka through plug-and-play API technology. I'm telling you guys, I'm not trying to coerce you guys into buying Q&T or anything. I am not paid by Quant. I'm just saying, understand the puzzle pieces that are being laid out in front of you. And of course, we do see our Quant partners with LAC Chain, a global alliance led by the Inter-American Development Bank's IDB Lab. LAC Chain is a consortium of Latin American and Caribbean actors. Interesting. And we do see here from 20 hours ago, BIS posting, why issue a CBDC in Latin America and the Caribbean? What are the specific benefits, cost, and risk for central banks in this region? Something smells like Q&T, and it's coincidental that it is posted on the same day as the Swiss CBDC trial. It definitely is. I'm just saying, connect the dots here. And of course, Quant themselves. I don't even think they're trying to hide it at this point. Working in concert, the BIS_org, SNB_BNS_EN, and Switzerland's Stock Exchange Six Group have test-driven the integration of wholesale CBDC settlement. I don't know. When we go back to Q&T, we agree with SDX Global's perspective on DLT interoperability. Complementing the existing capital markets and financial systems with digital assets is the future of finance. We look forward to seeing what happens next. Now, this goes back to June 2021. And of course, interoperability, talking about it in terms of blockchain, coming from Six Digital Exchange, let's discuss mindset change, tech advance like Q&T, not needed, move on. Come on. They're not even trying to hide it at this point. There's so many connections being made behind the scenes. It's just crazy to me. Let me know what you guys think about this. Now, also, we do see BIS coming from Gilbert Verdian himself in the Telegram group chat. We're close to those policymakers, including the BIS. It's a transformational time in financial markets and infrastructure. And of course, updated again today. And of course, forwarded message. We do see here, personal news, I will soon be changing roles and head the Eurosystem Center of the Bank for International Settlements. And we even see, Gilbert Verdian interested in this. Come on. I don't know. Listen, if I'm going to speculate a little bit here and say that these are huge connections, I personally do believe that these are huge connections. I do not like to speculate and make up news. I'm just saying the connections are laid out in front of you. You guys pretty much do the work for me if you guys want to. I'm just saying, the dots are connecting perfectly, and I'm only seeing one image, and that is Q&T working with BIS, SDX, and it's so massive. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, we do see Q&T Overledger powers just the Swiss RTGS/SIC. By 2018, 325 financial institutions participated in the SIC RTGS. The system processes an average of 2.4 million transactions every day. Yearly volume, 62.78 trillion euros, 172 billion a day. This is absolutely massive. Just so you guys know, this is like 71 trillion in USD. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's crazy. And of course, you do see, the system from Project Helvetia Phase 2. This is why this is so huge. And of course, real life example, ISO 222, ISO TC 307, and QNT. When MLT is used to interoperate RTGS Helvetia, an ISO 222 message legacy is converted to tokenized currency, CBDC/stablecoin. It will become an ISO TC 307 message. Hence, QNT is compliant ISO standard. It's huge. Like, listen. First off, go check out San NL11 on Twitter. Incredible individual in terms of the massive amount of research he does. It's truly incredible. But you really need to understand the connections between QNT and these huge, massive names. I mean, these are trillions of dollars laid out in front of you that will be moved by QNT. QNT is the interoperability layer. But all right, so here. The best way that I could describe this to you, because I seen a whole bunch of people getting mad and saying, how do you know that QNT is going to move trillions of dollars? Well, it's simple. Let's put it simply like this. So you have a bank. Maybe it's a large bank branch, right? Maybe you have, for an example, 325 financial institutions already on board with your bank. Maybe it's a huge bank branch that's spewed out around massive countries. It's a global, entire institution. Okay, how do you connect all those banks onto one massive network without having to do a ton of back-end work? You have to hire IT. It's a costly procedure. That's terrible. But how do you connect it all in one day on one massive network? That is why plug-and-play APIs that are built on the Quant network that are going to allow for DLTs to communicate with traditional systems on a real-time basis all at once, instantaneous. That's why it's such a big deal. Interoperability is so key because governments, financial institutions, and banks want to integrate this technology. They want to use this technology, but guess what is stopping them? Connecting to these systems and being able to gossip between these networks to send and receive data back and forth. That is exactly what this image is showing you right here. The transactions of, you could say transactions in terms of payments, but it's actually the transactions of data. And that data cannot be gossiped between these networks, aka new legacy systems with core traditional systems that were in place for years now without being able to interoperate. I cannot tell you guys how massive Quant Network is without explaining it to you guys like you are 5 years old. And I don't mean to belittle you or anything like that. I just want you to all understand that interoperability is like the wheels that move a vehicle. Without them, guess what? The vehicle is stationary and it cannot move at all. With interoperability, it puts wheels on the banking system to be able to communicate with DLTs and DLTs to communicate with banks. That is why this is such a massive layer, and I believe that QNT is going to be one of the biggest names in the space for this. Of course, are they going to move all of this amount of money? It's possible. We don't know the core infrastructure behind these partnerships. We don't know the confirmations behind these partnerships or anything like that. We just can connect the dots and say, well, guess what? We need interoperability. The space is pretty much, I'll tell you what. This space is being sort of stifled because of interoperability. Nobody's realizing that we already have the interoperability bridge between traditional finance and pretty much new DLT systems. But it's because they're ignoring Quant. But I'm not. And there's only a select few out there that are not ignoring it. For an example, like Mason, like Crypto Mason, he talks about QNT a lot. I know a few other individuals that talk about QNT, like, Kevin Cage and stuff. This is a huge asset. I've been talking about this asset since the summertime, since like around May. And I will continue to talk about it because I see this as such a massive asset. I don't think people realize how big of an asset QNT is. So I hope that kind of gives you guys an insight on how massive just this network alone is going to be. Everybody looks at DLTs, everybody looks at the future of this space, but there really is no future without interoperability. Internet of Things, Internet of Value, there really isn't that without connectivity, plug and play through banks, the traditional system right now that we have, and the new system. So with that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.